let's get into this introduction. I've been waiting a long time to say this. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Alicia. I am the founder of the Final Peace LLC. I am coming to you today to discuss what the Final Peace is as a company, what we stand for as a brand, who I am, and why we fit with the community. So let's hop right into it. I'll start by introducing myself. As I said, my name is Alicia. I am the founder, and this vision that I had from the Final Peace was birthed from 3 different passions. So let's get into those 3 passions. My first passion and love is education. I love educating kiddos, which is why I decided to become a special education teacher. My second passion is African American and African diaspora studies. Love, 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 love the foundation of our people, the strength that we have, and the culture that we have incorporated into the world today. Third love is applied behavior analysis. ABA has a special place in my heart. I had the pleasure for about 4.5, 5 years to work hands-on as a RBT, or registered behavior technician, before becoming a special education teacher with kiddos on the autism spectrum and other developmental disabilities. My love has always been kiddos with difficulties. We're gonna say that. The kids that other people didn't want to work with. So the behaviorally challenged, the slower to learn, or just those kids that they know what's going on, they know what's appropriate and what's not, but they only listen to certain people. I like getting through to those kids. The payoff is that much greater, in my opinion, once you see the growth. So that is my reason, my why. And as far as the Final Peace and where that fits into this whole big picture, as an educator, I aim to not only inform my scholars, but inform the world around us about individuals with diverse needs and how to appropriately interact and respond to them, not just put up with them. So the Final Peace has an advocacy portion that will cater to that, as well as the education that I spoke to earlier. And then also we aim to assist girls affected by trauma. I will dissect each of these things a little separately in just a second here. Just want to give you a quick rundown. First, we were founded last year in the midst of the pandemic, November, officially registered with the state this year in January. So on paper, we're a baby, but mentally, we've been here. I've been working and striving and pushing towards this goal for quite a while, and I have a clear and direct vision that God has given me to make this thing work. So let's talk about the tier system of the Final Peace. First is a company. I want to be clear that the Final Peace is a company first, yes, but it's also a brand. So over here is the company. The company, the Final Peace, is educational consulting and mentoring. Now, with education, that's not just academics, books. That is educating the community, as I mentioned before, educating our learners on appropriate skills, educating the parents on how to interact with these children, and educating the community. So that's what we tend to do here on the applying knowledge side. Applying pressure is going to be aimed at young girls. Applying pressure is going to be a little bit more personal to me because it is something I can relate to as far as being a survivor of trauma. I plan to take the things that I have learned in my healing process, the tools that I have picked up and placed in my toolkit, and pass them along to the next generation. So each one teach one type of thing. Target audience are kiddos, girls in particular, ages 12 to 21. With this program, the vision is going to be to give them tools, as I mentioned, to progress, but to go from just going through life to glowing through it. So understanding that life is not just happening to us, it is responding to us, situations that we go through, people that we allow ourselves to be in contact and communication with. And just learning how to elevate and rise above what we feel is oppressing us. Although, yes, we do have some things that hold us back and pull us a little bit further away from purpose sometimes, but learning to handle it gracefully is what we aim to do at the Final Peace, what I'm going to give my girls. And with the next tier, community is big to me. I've always felt as though it's the core, the root, right here, the foundation of who we are as beings. So your community can be your family, your friends, church members, your spiritual mothers and family members, anybody who makes you you, makes you strong. That is your community. So our community should be educated on how to properly handle us. So I aim to do that. And everything that makes us go is the diaspora, postpartum state of the Black community after slavery, knowledge of self, empowerment. So there is going to be an individualized curriculum that is going to take place as well. So stay tuned for that. In the process of getting that together, that will be given to my clients, first come, first serve, of course. And then I plan on later on building the brand as well with that, which will segue me into the brand portion of the Final Peace. So we have a few components at this time to the branding. So we have the consulting company that I talked about over here. And then we have a podcast, Applying Pressure. You can listen to on all platforms, Spotify, Google Podcast, all of these different avenues. Beaker is available. The Applying Pressure podcast is basically me talking, me being transparent, equipping my listeners with tools to live in the world around us, deal with things such as colorism, oppression, ableism. These types of things are things that we will dive into. So go check that out if you haven't. I will link it in the bottom. Also, have a blog on Tumblr as well. Blog is just going to address real life situations as well, like the podcast, but on paper. But more so giving us something to think about. Almost like my journal, my diary, voicing things that I have experienced to help the next person move through life. Just something to give you guys to refer back to if you like to read. Another section of the brand is the YouTube channel, Applying Knowledge. So applying knowledge is giving knowledge, tips, tricks of the trade to those around us. So here on the YouTube channel, you might spend a day with me and vlog one day. Another day I may sit down and discuss a topic, may have some interviewees on here, may just come talk, give some sisterly advice to those of you that need it. Whatever comes to mind, whatever God gives me to give you is what you'll see here. The brand is growing and evolving. Those are the active components that we have. We are live on social media, the Final Peace LLC. Check us out, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram. We're everywhere, baby. It's gonna blow up. I just wanted to introduce myself, introduce the brand, tell you guys that I love you. You can do it. You've got what it takes, and keep moving.